Hey everyone, we're going to start off on our foam roller today. Foam rolling is essentially a self-massage. It's going to help you get rid of some of that stiffness, some of that soreness. You can work your joints. There's a lot of things that you can do. We're going to start off with a nice basic one. Now, I'm going to show you it working, but spend as much time as you need in the areas that you feel like you need more help with. So if you feel a little bit more discomfort in your back, maybe do a couple more, dedicate a little bit more time to that so that you can get the relief that you're looking for, okay? We're gonna start off very simply, and all we're gonna do is sit on the roller, all right? So I can feel those bones that are making contact there, and now I'm just gonna roll back onto my back, and now I'm on my mid-spine at the bottom of my shoulder blades. Now lifting up, I'm just gonna massage my upper back here. Cross the arms as if you're hugging yourself to kind of spread out that upper back, and I'm right in the middle of my spine. So I'm working the upper back basically from my shoulder blades to my high upper shoulders, like my clavicle area, and then I'm going to roll back, isolating it. And then I can roll to one side. Maybe it feels a little bit more discomfort on this side, or maybe I go to the other side. Now, I definitely have more tension on this shoulder. I can feel it more, and all I'm doing is breathing through the discomfort as I massage very gently. When I find a tender spot, I'm gonna roll the length of the roller and just kind of massage it out, breathing, never holding my breath because I'm trying to get myself to relax. So I'm gonna breathe out. As you can tell, I have no stress in my neck. I can move my neck. I'm not straining at all. So I've worked that area. Now I'm gonna work into my mid-back. So as I get set, I'm gonna go lift my hips, and now I'm in below my shoulder blades, about to my pelvis. Excuse me, from my shoulder blades to my pelvis. And again, if I'm in the middle, that's one thing. And if I roll to the side, now I feel something completely different. I'm hitting my lats a little bit more here. I can feel some tension there. I'm gonna go side to side, right at the bottom of my ribs. Ooh, if you feel that. It feels nice, because I'm massaging it, rolling, right? And then I can go the other way too. I can roll on my lats, lateral in my ribs here. This will be pretty uncomfortable. So just going back and forth, breathing through some of that discomfort. So I work my upper back, my mid back. Now I'm going to work my lower back. As I sit on it again, I can open my chest. And again, I'm rolling right down from my hips, right up to the bottom of my ribs. I can feel that lower back tension in my QLs. As I'm going side to side, I feel a little massage. Again, if I favor one side, I'm going to feel it a little bit more. Right? Rotate. And just feel the areas and look for the areas where you feel some discomfort and linger on them just a little bit longer. Breathe out, try to relax over them. Massaging, massaging. Right? And then I'm going to cross my legs in a figure four position. And now I'm going to work in those high glutes. So if I was wearing pants, I'm massaging like where my pocket would be. And I'm massaging right around the curve of my hip, where it becomes my glute, and I'm working from the crest of my hip. There should be really no problem finding this tender spot as I'm massaging gently, breathing through discomfort. But look at my chest is open, my spine is long, and I'm just gently massaging. Now I feel a little tension there. I'm just gonna linger. Breathe out. The tension that you feel that you're going to linger on more is going to be like a 6 or a 7 in terms of discomfort versus like the 3 to 5 that you might be feeling. And then I'm going to massage it out. So think about the muscles as sponges. When I put the pressure on there, it's like I'm wringing out the sponge. And then when I remove the pressure, all the blood goes in there and fills it up. It feels pretty nice. Now I can spend a lot of time on this side. But in order for me to see is there a physical change in the amount of discomfort, I have to leave it. And now I'll go work the other side a little bit more. So I leave that side. I do the same thing on this side, crossing over. I can feel the tension. Same thing, I'm gonna linger there for a little bit. Almost like I'm melting on the roller. My shoulders are back, my chest is up, I'm breathing out. I can move the length of the roller here. I feel that tension kind of coming out. Definitely pretty tender. I'm gonna find that little area, breathe. Side to side. Just lingering gently on it. Now, I've worked this side for a little bit. So I'm gonna switch sides and I should feel a difference. So is it better, worse, or about the same? Is the question that you're asking yourself. And it might be a little bit better. It's kind of hard to determine until you start doing this quite a lot. But it should be a little less tender. And then I can relax it and start about my workouts or whatever else I need to do. This, just like strength training, is a cumulative effect. The more that you'll do it, the less tender you'll be, and you'll start to figure out what are your problem areas and focus on those. But remember, in order to get the sensation of good, better, or the same, I need to do the work on whatever I'm working, go away from it, and then come back to it a little bit longer, and then see, do I feel a difference? Because if you're just hammering away at it, you're not going to feel the physical change. All right? So we've worked our back, we've worked a little bit of our hips. Let's work the front. Considering we are sitting for a lot of the day, I'm going to start with this right in the pocket of my hip. And you notice I'm basically favoring one side. And it's like right where your waistband would be. I'm massaging in that flexor area. And I'm finding the tender spots. I'm going to roll my hips back and forth on there. And this is really good to release that tension. Now see, I'm a little bit more rotated. So now I'm going to hit a little bit more of those lateral muscles. And then I can face it pretty square. Now I'm nice and square on there. But look at the small amount of area that I'm working. It's right like where your hips fold on each other. That's where you can feel a lot of relaxation and tension. And if I rotate, I'm going to feel a different sensation as well. So play with it. A lot of this is you experimenting and exploring where you feel tight. But look, I'm just working that little pocket. Now I'm going to roll down a little bit more, and I'm on the upper part of the thigh. So a little bit more on the meatier part of my leg as I roll back and forth. Breathe in, finding that tender spot. I can flex my leg on that tender spot. It's going to feel really gnarly. Or I can just lay on there, again, put the pressure on, and then move, and it's like the sponge, right? So play with it a little bit. I'm going to work my way down a little bit more. Now I'm in like the bottom portion. Most of the time you're going to feel more tension lateral part of your leg. So a little bit more on the outside part of your thighs. And when I find those tender areas, flex. Look for that tender spot. Pin it down by putting your pressure of your body on the roller. And then do this little flexion with your leg. And you're going to feel a whole bunch of stuff going on there. Right, so I'm going to roll down. Now I'm all the way just north of my kneecap, and I do the same thing. You can massage a little bit on the inside here, go right to the top and to the side. Now that is going to feel pretty intense. The major thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is allowing yourself to relax. Because if I clench, I'm not going to get the relaxation that I'm looking for. And that's what I really need. So we worked back, we worked hips, we worked quads. Let's get into our lats. And this is you're going to go to a side position here and act like you're reaching. And now I'm just in that armpit on the side with my hand like in an overhead position. So kind of working back. So it's basically, it would be in the same alignment as if I was pressing. And I'm just in that lat. Ooh, it's going to get really gunky in there. I can feel that tension, but again, I'm finding that spot. I'm rolling back and forth on it. I'm going to linger on that tender spot a little bit. Breathing out. Right? Oh, yes. Definitely a lot of tenderness there. All that clenching of the lats. I'm going to get into those ribs a little bit and find those tender spots and work those angles. Rolling back and forth. And just putting pressure on it. Enough pressure where I can feel release by allowing myself to breathe, because if I don't, I'm not going to feel that sensation, but it definitely should be slightly uncomfortable. If 10 is the worst pain you ever felt, you're looking for like a 6 to work around it, but never to the point where you're clenching. So you definitely have to breathe through that discomfort to get the release you're looking for. Those are some of the basic things that we're going to release in our first video for foam rolling, because it targets your back, it targets your hips, it targets your quads, and your lats, the biggest movers of your body, which you probably are fatiguing the most, and that you need to work on. We'll get into smaller and more specific things as we move along. Give it a try, let me know what you think.